It's your kid Vonte. You tuning in with Radio 1 Chicago.
.603 here on Radio 1 Chicago, right here on 88.7 FM, WLUW. We got a great show lined up tonight. It is the monthly hip-hop cypher, which means that we're going to have some of Chicago's best spitters come in and get with it. DJ Slade is going to be joining us at 6:30 to hold down the wheels of steel. So we got a lot coming at you. And then at 7:30, Joy Treesh. She's from Tiger Stripe Books. She has her own publication based out of Chicago, doing a lot of great children's books here in the city of Wind. So we're going to have a great conversation with her. But right now, and during our 6 o'clock, right off the jump, we got my man Vonte here on 88.7 FM WLUW, man. Let me turn your mic on. How you doing?
I'm all right. Thanks for having me.
Good, man. Thank you for making it down. It's cold as hell outside.
I mean, I'm from Chicago. I'm used to it. I'm in the hoodie all the time, so I'm chilling, man.
You know, even though, like, this is not new under any circumstances as far as the weather goes, it's still a little bit harsh when you're walking just down the block or so, and you're like, damn, like, this hurts.
Yeah, like that walk when you walking outside to start the car, man, you hurry up and run back in the crib and get in and out, man. But
I am not doing that. Considering all the Grand Theft Auto that takes place in the city, I am waiting in my car.
I mean,
unless you got that auto start, then you good. But otherwise, if you got that car that's pre 2000, nah, you gotta be out there waiting.
Yeah, I got one of them push to start, so I just leave my key in the house and lock the door. So
that's what I normally do. I just go in the garage and light it up. But then, you know, for those who don't have garages, I'm not trying to stunt or anything like that. It's just happening. But man, thank you so much for coming down and hanging out with us, man. You got the new album that's gonna be due out in a couple weeks. You really excited about that?
Yeah, and it's just a mixtape because I got a lot of samples on there, so I don't want nobody trying to come and sue me.
No, don't do that.
So yeah, I'm kind of going to go down the lane of Fabulous. Fabulous do a lot of samples with his mixtapes. He's still doing on the albums. My albums would be more creative in terms of all original content, but it's just certain records that I grew up on that I feel like I have to do something with. So
yeah. And
I have a couple of those with me today. So yeah, other than that, the new project is gonna be super dope. It's really for the street guys in Chicago, and I look forward to, you know, it dropping and, you know, coming out and whatnot.
Are there any challenges with doing an album versus a mixtape where, like, you have the freedom to sample records that you really want, but obviously when you're doing an album, you get more business, inclusion, so it kind of restricts you on what you can and can't do. So, like, do you find yourself approaching the projects differently, or is there still the same aim?
I mean, I'm gonna be 1,000. I think it depends on a lot of guys' situation. You know, I don't want to sign a record contract. I'm signing myself.
Right.
So I'm not gonna have any of the obligations somebody that's signed to a major label.
Yeah.
You know, a major label is gonna tell you, oh, you can't do this or do that. But you know, I was always told, you know, you want to be a boss, you got to work like a boss.
Yep.
So I'm gonna do my own thing, and hey, isn't that gonna be a difference whether I want to use? If I need to sample something, I'm gonna just make sure I get it cleared if I'm trying to make money on it.
Yeah, exactly.
But other than that, it's no challenge. It's really just about locking in and figuring out how you want to approach the project and, you know, pushing it out and making it happen. So.
Exactly. So you grew up on the west side,
yes,
west side of Chicago. Which part?
Garfield Park, but I'm in
nice.
North Lawndale right now.
All right, that's what's up. Over at Ogden over there?
Roosevelt. Yeah.
All right, that's what's up. Yeah. You know, I watch The Chi a lot. They shoot a lot in Norton. No pun. They shoot the show a lot. I noticed that they shoot a lot of the early episodes of The Chi in North Lawndale. So
yeah, and then they'll tell you they'll be on Jackson, and on the show you'll see it's on 79th. Like, they gotta stop doing that to the west side, coming on the west side and shooting stuff over there and then acting like it's south. It don't work like that.
So I'm guessing by your opinion that you frequently watch the show to critique it.
Honest to God, I haven't seen it, but you know, but you know, you see like the little photos of. So I saw a picture of a intersection that says 79th Street, but you could see the Sears Tower coming from the west, and the only way you could see it from that angle would have been on Jackson. Then I looked at it. If you look at the intersection, it's Jackson in California.
Yeah.
So there's no way that could have been 79th Street looking at the Sears Tower.
Oh, no, that's from the west side. Yeah.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So,
yeah, they're a little bit.
I heard it's dope, but I'm not going to,
Yeah.
say or comment on it because I haven't seen it.
There's a few things about the show that people have nitpicked about, and that's one of them. One of them being like they're on Garfield, and I think it's like there's like a pink and a green line Garfield, and like in the same shot you see like the green side, like the green and the pink. And they were like, wait, what's going on?
Again, the pink line is they run through the west side. So
yeah, exactly.
Come on, like Common, y'all need to get that one together. You know what I'm saying? Like, quit doing us dirty, man.
But let's get off. This is one of your earlier tracks, and we're gonna play some of the newer stuff. But this is Green Light off One Time for the West Side. When you were doing that mixtape, like was that because that was like your first mixtape, right?
So I put out an EP in 2015. That was something I just did, like I experimented with while I was still in school. I didn't put it out. I put it out after I graduated, got my degree.
And now what?
Broadcast journalism.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Look at that. See, I had a chance to be a rapper. See, I should have did that.
But I will say, so Green Light actually is a single. It's just a loose record I was putting out just for the the females, just to showcase the versatility.
Yep.
It wasn't on One Time for the West Side, so it was just a single I put out in advance of the new project that I'm dropping in about a week or so. So that was just me. Channeling my inner ladies man, I guess. I'm heavily influenced by LL. I got a lot of influences, but growing up, LL had a couple joints, and I always been a smooth guy anyway. So that's just me, being who I am, being myself. So
yeah. Well, he calls those his candy songs, because they're sweet.
I mean, sometimes you got to look at everything as a precursor to what's about to happen.
Yep.
And, that's just how I look at it. Green Light is exactly that. It's a precursor to what a young gentleman might want to happen. After you leave the club, you might meet somebody in the gym. Some of the Loyola students might meet somebody at class or something, passing through the hallway. So that's what that is. That's like, man, I've been checking you out. It's a mutual feeling. What's the hold up? What's up? Let me get to it. So.
Yeah. Well, in this day and time, you might need some writing to make sure that's consensual.
Yeah, man. Definitely. I mean, it's all about the mouthpiece. If you know how to talk and understand no means no, you'll be fine. But guys like me, I don't understand. Like, can we speak on that real quick?
Go ahead, please.
I don't understand. I have never had to deal with this in my life, so I'm a little bit appalled to how all of these men are abusing their power, sexually assaulting these women. It's 6 billion people on the planet. If somebody tells you no, my dude, it's 20 other people that might be interested in you.
Yep.
Move around, you know what I'm saying? Don't force yourself. And then it's these guys that got all this money, and they use that money to try, because they know a young lady might be trying to get a job or advance her career, and they use that sexual power to, well, you do X, Y, and Z for me, I'm going to help you get to where you need to be. It shouldn't be like that.
No, not at all.
And I just never had to deal with that, because I'm used to, I was always told, don't chase it, it'll fall in your lap. So that's just how I was raised.
Sound advice.
Yeah.
Well, don't be a creep. How about that's just been some good advice right there. Don't be a creep. All right, 6'10" here on WLUW's Radio 1 Chicago. I'm Weekend Gabe. Our in-studio guest is Vonte. We're going to get into Green Light, and we'll be back more right here on WLUW. 6:13 here on Radio 1 Chicago. Green Light from our in-studio guest, Vonte. I'm Weekend Gabe, and you're checking out 88.7 FM WLUW. I can see what you're talking about there, like that sort of being the jump-off song, like your LL joint. I like that, man. It's smooth.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah. Do you prefer, like, those records? Because I know you got a lot of diversity in your style, but do you feel more comfortable sort of writing those relationship kind of like, engaging conversation songs?
I hate putting how we as a society put a label on everything. I'm just doing...
You're just doing what feels right.
I'm just doing... this is all like reality for me. There's nothing like... There's no facades in none of my music. So you might hear something that's intended to attract a female's attention, but you got to understand, like, yo, this is how I live my life. This is what goes on. So even when you hear the other stuff that's more like political and more... I don't want to say street, but it's definitely a little more grittier than this, of course. Yeah. It's like you'll understand, like, it's really a reflection of what I see and what I go through. So.
Yeah. Growing up on the West Side, like, did that influence a lot of the content that you rap about?
Of course, the Twisters. I know Lupe's family. You look at the Kick Push video, that project, all of the shorties in that video, I know all of those guys. So it's definitely an influence of the Twisters, the Do or Dies,
the psychodramas,
yeah.
Conflict,
and growing up on that side of town, we always felt like the underdog. I mean, I don't really care too much about it anymore, just because I'm on a different mission right now at this point. More so about it's Uncle Remus or Heroes better versus us coming together as one, you know, because the city's so divided. And the first thing, you know, you get on like anything, the internet or the west side do this, the south side do this. So, you know, I'm trying to stop playing a part of that. But, you know, that's just how it goes. So
yeah, absolutely. And you know, and it's the thing is, like, the west side for a long time was like sort of the heroes of the city, because it was like those were the guys getting a lot of pub. I mean, like Common obviously was coming up during the 90s, but for the most part of the 90s and most of the 90s, it was all those guys and groups that you mentioned, even the Brat. Those were like the mainstay of names that were like holding down Chicago for a long time.
Yeah, and I really think it's just Chicago is a new wave of, you know, it's a new wave and a new generation of talented guys coming out doing their thing.
Oh,
and I think it's really just a matter of the time and being right. You know, I'm a big person on believing or trusting God's time, and you know, nothing happens for a coincidence. So everything happens when it's supposed to. So when the stuff's supposed to click and pop, you know, it will. You know, right now I'm just continuing to put the groundwork in and repping my side of town the way it's supposed to be repped. So.
Absolutely. So you mentioned that you're a college graduate. Like, where'd you go to school at?
I went to SIU in Carbondale.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what? So obviously people will say, like, well, if you're going to school, you already got the degree. Why sort of take the risk and do music when that's sort of an uncertainty? Like, why? And you're also doing journalism, so that could have been like a safe area to go to. But you pretty much took a risk on yourself to pursue this.
A wise man told me, when you do what you love, it won't feel like work. And you know what I do, I love. And you know, me going to go get a job, it just ain't built for me. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you. I tried that out. You know, I was a general manager at a restaurant pretty much for the past 5 years. I've been doing restaurant management since I was 18.
Really?
I'm about to be 26 in like next week. So, you know, since I can go get a job if I want to.
Sure.
But again, when you do what you love, it won't feel like work.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. Did you have communication journalism? Is that something that you kind of just fell into, or you actually had an interest in doing that?
I was always into sports. You know, I played basketball and football pretty much throughout high school, and I always wanted to be like a TV color analyst for ESPN. But now with everything that's going on, I know that wasn't meant for me, because I see how they doing Jameel Hill, and I'm gonna speak my mind. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you paying me. I'm not gonna listen to you. I'm a grown man. I'm gonna say how I feel.
Exactly.
So that's why I'd rather do the music, so I could use that as my outlet.
Yeah, that's your outlet to say what you want.
People are gonna, you know, whether you're doing good, whether you're doing bad, whether you're saying the right thing, somebody's gonna get offended by everything you say, and I'm not living my life with that. You know, the people that my music is meant to touch, it will, and if other people get offended to it, I mean, you can't please everybody, so
yeah.
It is what it is.
You mentioned kind of how like everyone wants to put something into a label or a box, and you know, especially here in Chicago, you hear that a lot. Where either people are doing like drill, that's like the big thing the last several years. Do you feel compelled to stay away from sort of the fads and just make good music, no matter how it sounds?
If I was gonna label myself, I would label myself as nothing other than Vonte. Like I said, I do what I do. You know.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's really just being true to me as an individual, as a person. You know, I'm still a human being like everybody else. I still have real problems like everybody else. So it's me just being myself. I think I don't try to, you know what I'm saying? I'm in my lane. So when you stay in your lane, you know what I'm saying, you're not really worried about what else is going on. You worried about moving forward and getting to the next step to continue, you know, leveling up. So I'm not really, I mean, it's a couple guys where I can see them and I'm like, all right, they got something, they going on. You know, it might be a potential for us to work down the line, or, you know, oh, this guy might be a drill rapper, but it might be a record where we could fit in something. So I don't never look at anybody and put a label on it, because you make good music, you make good music. You know what I'm saying? So I'm retelling Elvis Presley, he didn't make good music, you know what I'm saying? Because he was, what is that, rock and roll? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't like the whole category or putting labels on people as anything. Like, we are all people at the end of the day still. So
yeah, absolutely. It's 6:20 here on Radio 1 Chicago on WLUW 88.7 FM. Our in-studio guest is Vonte. We're talking about his new upcoming record.
Oh, this next one is freaking you right here. This a Jodeci joint.
Yeah. Well, this is one you might have to get cleared.
yeah, definitely. But that's, again, these just, you know, loose records I'm just putting out just for the fun of it. Honestly.
Yeah, this one was dope. I was listening to this on the way in this evening. I was like, all right, man, like, I see what Vonte up to. All right, we're gonna be back with more with him right here on 88.7 FM. Keep it locked. 3 here on Radio 1 Chicago on WLUW, freaking you from our in-studio guest, Vonte. Decided to flip that old school joint. It's a good move.
Yeah, I hope y'all was rocking with it, man. So.
Well, some of our young ears might be like, "What is that?" So hopefully they can just go do the research. So you got a couple projects coming up. You got the new album, right, or mixtape?
The new mixtape.
The new mixtape that's gonna be dropping on February 15th.
Yes, sir.
So,
I just revealed the date. You just caught me slipping. Nobody knew that before.
Oh, sorry, breaking news. We're not supposed to announce that. I mean,
no, it's all good. I mean, it's about that time. It's been a long time coming. So
all right, so you go get the Vonte project, and then you go to Black Panther the same day. That's what you need to be doing.
Yeah, my project. I don't think this mic on.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, my project is
You guys, the headphones.
Yeah, my project is gonna be special. I'm not gonna talk too much about it. But once you see the cover art, understand my position and where I come from, to understand my true feelings behind it. It was nothing with the intentions on being divisive. It's just me speaking on the behalf of where I come from and my upbringing. Because I'm a big believer in us all working towards a common goal, and that's equal opportunities and equal rights and protections and freedoms under the law. So when you see my cover art, I really think the only people are going to get offended are the people I intended to offend. And hey, I'm from the West Side. We do what we want, so it's not going to bother me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just being real.
There you go. Any? I know you don't want to divulge too much, but are there going to be any features on it, or just?
Yeah. I got a real heavy joint that's hard for the streets. And my guy Richie West, he doing his thing.
Okay.
My guy Kid Breeze is on there. I got the biggest joint on there is probably featuring Brittany Carter. That's probably the biggest song on the project. I don't think. No, I ain't even go. I'm gonna just that's all I'm gonna get y'all.
All right, sounds good. All right. Well, you definitely got to send those joints over when we get the project, or I'll edit. I'll figure it out. We'll do what we gotta do. And then you got an upcoming show at the near end of the month. Yeah.
February 24th at Iridium in Wicker Park. It's I Got 5 on it. It's me, my guy Who's Scott, Richie West, Kristen Jalan, who is, in my opinion, one of the dopest female artists to come out of Chicago. Her voice is heavenly. I don't care how much of a thug you think you are. When you hear this lady sing, it's gonna give you a tingle in your spine. She's on it. Kid Breeze, that I just spoke on, is on it. Joel Q, who's also doing his thing. Just had a solid show at The Wire at Burn about a week or two ago. And yeah, it's gonna be a dope mix of a lot of the underground kings and queens in Chicago. So it's gonna be a dope event.
Nice, man. Well, we look forward to it. Definitely keep us posted. Like to show out. I haven't been to the Iridium, so
the Iridium basement is it's gonna be cracking, man. That's all I can really say. It's a dope setup, man. So
I'm starting to make my way around the city and start coming to these places that have been around for a while that I've just haven't been privy to attend. So
there's no way you can go to Wicker Park and not know where Iridium is. It's right across the street from the Jewels over there on Paulina.
You know what? I just finally went to Wicker Park like a year ago.
Okay.
Like real talk. Like I mean, everyone always goes to the museum, but I mean, not Wicker Park, Hyde Park. I go to the museum, but I never actually been in the community until like a year ago. So I'm late. I'm like hella late.
Well, now we just gave you a reason to come to Wicker Park.
Absolutely.
February 24th. Come slide on us and come enjoy and have a good time.
Absolutely.
Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend.
That's how you go, word of mouth. All right, tell people where they can find you on the social medias and all that good stuff, and how they can get the project when it drops in a couple weeks.
IG is Vonte Right On Time. That's VONTE Right On Time spelled correctly. Twitter at Vonte Boomaye BOMAYE. My website, I actually got a website. It's under construction a little bit just because the new project is.
Looks good though. I was on it. Looks pretty good.
It's VonteBoomaye.com. You can find all of my information there. Again, 224 Iridium Wicker Park, 7 o'clock. Come through. It's gonna be a dope event. As far as the project goes, you actually the first person to know this. I don't even think Bree knows this. I got, I'm cool with some of the guys over at Spinrilla, so I'm gonna do it exclusively with them for a couple of days.
Nice, okay.
And then I'll put it on, my website, which will be on there via SoundCloud and whatnot.
You gonna be on the streaming joints or
just Spinrilla, so everybody can get on the Spin. You get on the Spinrilla app on February 15th, you're gonna see my cover art. Simple as that. You're not gonna be able to miss it. So.
All right, that's what's up, man. Well, we look forward to it, man, and thank you for coming in. You're gonna stick around and perform the cipher, right, with us?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go brush my teeth. Get off of everything, so I can't cuss.
Well, do your best. Do your best.